Welcome to another Sports Static Thursday Night Football. Welcome to the show, my friends. Here we are again, and talking football, talking about our fans at you, talking with the co-host, Joe. What is up in the hood?
What's up in the hood, John? It's all good in the hood, baby. It's all good.
All good in the hood. Thursday Night Football, the Rams, guys. The Rams are at the Seahawks, are they not? The Rams are at the Seahawks. So we got to see what's up. Rams at the Seahawks. Joe, who you taking on this? Just right out of the gate, Joe. Who you taking?
I'm going to take the Rams in this pretty much just because that was my Super Bowl prediction. But I do believe that Jadeveon Clowney is going to have this similar game to Shaq Barrett or Sack Barrett. We saw how many strip fumbles he had and how many sacks he had. I think Jadeveon Clowney has an impact game. Great game, but the Rams take it.
The Rams take it. You know, it's going to be a good it's going to be a good game, but we don't know who's showing up. And I know I got the little lower thirds. The guys, don't get confused, because I always am knowing that when I see this, the first team is the away team, right? The second one is, it's just backwards. Don't get confused. Everybody knows where this is. This is in Seattle. In fact, I'll show you something. It's in Seattle, and I'll show you. The nice. Beautiful city of Seattle it's in, okay? Here's the beautiful, Joe. Is that not, Joe, a beautiful stadium there with the roof open like that, Joe?
That's gorgeous.
Is it not beautiful?
Beautiful.
In fact, I'll put that right behind you. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful stadium. And if they got the roof open and the weather's good, then it's all good in the hood. So, tonight, Thursday Night Football, week 5, Joe. Talk to me about week 5. Where are we, Joe? What was one of the things that stood out to you besides your Buccaneers, Joe? Besides your Buccaneers putting up record points.
Right, yeah.
What stood out to you?
Hey, how about those Lions, man? All those Detroit people that are watching this show, the Lions look good, and guess what? My surprise prediction, and I changed it up, I believe the Lions are going to win their division. How do you like that, John?
I mean, the door's wide open for them. There's no doubt about it. The door's wide open. If the Lions want to take this, the door is wide open. And I'm going to tell you right now, here's the thing, Joe. So many times, we get the upsets and everything like that, and it doesn't go everybody's way. And most of the time, when you see the really good teams lose, you know what you get, Joe. You know what you get? I'll show you what you get right now. You get nothing. And I feel bad for the little girl, I'm telling you right now. But Joe, that's what you get. You get crybabies every time things don't work out people's way. With the Lions, they're so used to losing that you're not going to have any crybabies up in the house. It's not going to happen because they're so used to it, so they're just going to take it like as it is, and they'll be ecstatic about winning, Joe. They're going to be ecstatic.
Yeah, and I completely agree. Look, I can name some babies, some whiners. Let's name a couple. Antonio Brown, a bozo. Put that clown on there.
I don't have a clown for you.
You don't have the clown.
I don't have a clown for you.
Well, guess what?
But you can just do this. If you're saying Antonio Brown, you can still do that.
Yeah.
There's Antonio. Right there.
There he is. Young Antonio.
There's Antonio.
I like, where's the
there's
blonde
Antonio
mustache?
right there. You big baby. You can't get out of your own way, Antonio. That's your problem. You can't get out of your own way, my friend. That is a problem. Joe, is he ever going to play football again? That's what I want to know. Is he ever going to play football again?
Yes.
You really think he's going to play football again?
Yes.
I mean,
teams are desperate, John.
Who's going to take him, though?
Well, I mean, you got a couple teams that'll take him. Let's name a couple. The Jets. The Dolphins?
You think the Jets or the Dolphins would want that cat that is freaking unstable as they come? You think that they want that guy on their team?
Well, look, at the end of the day, he's one of the best receivers in the game. So he'll win you a couple games, maybe more than a couple. Yeah, those teams will definitely take a look at him.
Winning a couple games, I mean, I get it that he can win you a couple games. But man, what comes with that? What comes with that if you're winning a couple games? Think about that, Joe. First and foremost, you got a guy that's is he gonna show up or not show up? Because he doesn't think he has to play by the rules. And there's another thing coming up right now. There's an emergency court hearing called for another case where he put $100,000 worth of damage over a condo that he damaged, and he didn't take the deposition. He just said next question like he was doing an NFL football interview.
Yeah, well, I completely agree with you, John. What comes with Antonio Brown is a lot of baggage and a lot of drama. However, you will win a couple games, and GMs are going to take a chance on him.
I say he's done because if the NFL comes in, which they haven't done yet because he has not had an interview with them yet. So if the NFL comes in and basically puts him on the list where he can't play, teams still have to pay him. They've already signed him.
Right.
You know he's trying to get like $60 million right now from the NFL?
Yeah, he won't get that. He already lost how many, $30 guaranteed $1 million on the Raiders?
He's trying to get it.
Yeah, and the Patriots, he lost money, so
yeah,
he's going broke.
It's so good.
Yep.
Okay, Joe. Let's talk a little bit football here, Joe. I want the game that, I mean, aside from the Lions, okay? Talk to me about them Buccaneers, Joe. Talk to me about them Buccaneers.
Okay, well, I think the Buccaneers have one of the best D-lines in the NFL. Shaq Barrett coming off the edge. You got Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea clogging up the middle. You can't really run on us, so you're going to have to pass. Our secondary has improved a lot. Carlton Davis looks good. Hargreaves is looking good. I know he got banged up, but the Bucs are looking good. We could take our division.
I mean, I liked what I seen. I just don't know what's coming next week, okay? So we're playing the New Orleans Saints, correct?
Yep.
And we're going into New Orleans,
right?
Correct? I don't know who we get. I don't know if we got the Jameis that, yeah, you know, Joe, you pointed out the mismatch.
Right.
Okay, prior to that game. The mismatch was Evans at 6'5" going against a guy who was 5'10".
Right.
And it wasn't just him. Godwin had a freaking incredible game. And, I mean, so if you're Jameis and you can throw it up there and they can get it, great. But I really feel it was an extremely poor outing for the defensive backs going against Tampa Bay. And I just don't know. That New Orleans Saints, Joe, their defense looks tight and right.
Right. I completely agree, John. They do. Cameron Meredith looks good. Lattimore is good. Yeah, Apple is okay. I think Chris Godwin has a big fantasy game. He probably gets a couple touchdowns. And Ronald Jones. Wow, the Bucs have a run game finally. It looks good, John.
He did look good. But, you know, Joe, here's the thing. He looked good. Mm-hmm. And I want to bring this down a little bit. Because what I'm going to do, Joe, right here and right now, is I want to take a little look ahead for the Buccaneers. I'm going to take a little look ahead, okay? And I want to look deep into the hourglass. And as I gaze deep into the hourglass, I see who is Jameis? I see Jameis flopping around like a golf ball, I said. Throwing the ball up like we've seen him do 1,000 times right when he gets in the red zone. Because if he's got to play from behind, no pun intended, but if Jameis has to play from behind, Joe, can you see? Can you see in the hour? Joe, can you see in the hourglass, Joe? Joe, I'm going to let you take a look into the hourglass, Joe. Take a look. What do you see?
John, I see a lot of things, John. But the one thing I do see is Chris Godwin has 2 touchdowns. Ronald Jones has 1 touchdown, and Jameis Winston leads the Bucks to a 4th quarter comeback. Buccaneers take the division.
Wow. And I mean, I cleaned it up, but I didn't think anybody was going to see through that hourglass quite the way I did. So I do appreciate your enthusiasm, Joe. You know what they say? We shall see next week. And then, we also got Joe, we also have a game in Europe this week.
Do we?
Yeah.
Who's playing in Europe?
Oh, Lordy. You really put that on me just now.
I put it on
I
you,
think
man.
the Bears and the Raiders.
Okay.
I'm almost sure that it's the Bears and the Raiders, and it tells us the Bears are at the Raiders, but
Right.
I'm almost positive that that's what they're at. Tottenham Stadium. And that is they're in Europe, man. And we're going to do something special for that. So remind me, okay?
Yep.
Producer Dave in the house. What do we got going on, Producer Dave? What can you tell me?
We have a couple of messages from Dana.
Dana's in the house?
She's
Dana.
saying that she waited, but waited and waited. We were a little late today.
Dana, I'm sorry. We had TDs in the house. That's not to be confused with touchdowns.
And jalapenos.
The studio had technical difficulties. It happens. But we're back and live, as you see. And as soon as I see, what else did she say there, Dave?
That's basically it. She's just saying basically hi, and she waited and waited.
Dana, how is your fantasy stuff going? Dave, do you got anybody else chiming in?
No, but she actually just asked. She waited for that Coca-Cola truck.
She waited for the Coca-Cola. Well, Dana with a capital D, you got to make sure that you are the fan of the week. And I don't believe that we declared anybody the fan of the week. You got to have some tough competition when that's happening.
Where's Beso at?
Where's who?
Beso. The cowboy.
Yeah, where is Beso? You remember about Beso? I haven't seen Beso on here lately.
Either.
So, back to what we're saying here. Now I see Womp Womp, okay, and Dana, fan of the week. She waited for the Coca-Cola truck, waited and waited. Dana, we're sorry. We'll try to be a little bit more prompt, but you know how this is. You know, you're streaming live on the internet. You never know what can happen. Dave, producer Dave, anything going on the YouTube channel?
YouTube is very quiet right now.
YouTube, very quiet. How about the Lipa Live channel?
We got some people watching, but nobody's asking anything.
Okay. Nobody watching. Why don't you throw some links up to them, Dave? Maybe you can put up some links where they can go and check out the YouTube channel and register. Guys, I'll put it up for you right now. If you go to YouTube and search for Lipa Live, even though you're watching it on Facebook, we're going to be splitting up a lot of things that we do and a lot of our offers in the coming weeks. So what we want you to do is we want you to go to YouTube. You can watch it there. And we want you to register on YouTube. Very important. Never miss an episode. A lot of times we pull episodes down and then we add something to the episode. So you go to leapalive.com. And while you're at leapalive.com, hit the register button. Because, guys, when you register at leapalive.com, you're going to get a fast stream right into the show. You're going to be part of the live show if that's what you want. Another new feature coming when you register, which is coming, and hopefully we have that out next week, is that you're going to get hot tips to your fantasy leagues when you register. So when you register, you're going to get hot tips. Joe, you're hearing that. They're getting hot tips.
Hot tips.
To the fantasy leagues. Okay? So you're going to be delivering that to them. You're right on it, Joe.
Right on it.
He is right on it, guys. So, guys, register. leapalive.com, register. You will get a number that puts you directly into us right now. right now. We fast stream you right to the show. You better be good. Joe, if we get somebody on there, they better be good.
I hope they are.
I mean, and when I mean good, I mean if you're going to be R, make sure you're not X rated, okay? What I mean. I mean, PG-13, rated R. Don't be, you know what I'm saying, Joe? We don't want anybody that's coming out here to like, blah.
Right.
Right. Okay. So, guys, be part of the show. Engage. This show is for you. It is from the fans. Coming back to them, Joe. Coming back to the fans. And then we're throwing it back to you, the fans. That's what this show is all about. From the fans, Joe, bring it back to the fans, and then throwing it back out to you, the fans. This is all about you, us, back to you. This is how this show runs. All right, Joe, let's get back into some football news. Buccaneers had one of the highest scoring games. They're going into New Orleans Saints. Will they be able to do that against the New Orleans Saints defense?
I believe they will. I believe the Bucs take it. I'm not going to doubt the Bucs anymore. They just beat one of the best teams in the NFL. I think Shaq Barrett has another big game, even though he is questionable. And I think Ndamukong Suh has a couple sacks as well.
Wow. I mean, did you see the homeboy scored that touchdown? That had to be awesome for him. Because, look, you know he left the Rams. We don't know really. I mean, do you know why, Joe? Why he left the Rams? Is it just the contract issue?
I think it is.
Money.
Yeah, money.
Didn't hear any bad beef or anything, but to be able to go back over there to the Rams, to your team, and then have a game like that.
Yeah, it's great, and I'm happy for him.
And that touchdown was huge. It wasn't a little touchdown, Joe.
Do you like his dance?
His dance was smooth. I mean, it was like smooth as Chinese silk. It was smooth, Joe.
As butter.
It was smooth as butter. Not parquet. Butter. Real butter. Unsalted.
Unsalted butter.
Butter.
Yes, sir.
Producer Dave, how we doing over there?
Still same.
Still the same. Guys, chime in. If you want to know anything special on any picks, chime in. So, Joe, anything that you noticed? We talked a little bit last week, and we were talking about bandwagon people. And you said you had plenty of friends that liked the New England Patriots.
Yep.
And they liked them just because they were winners.
Oh, winners.
I hate when I mess that up. I'm constantly sorry. Excuse me. But the New England fans that don't live, you told me before, these people you know, they don't live in Boston, do they?
There's a couple that do live in Boston, but some of them don't.
And have they ever lived in Boston?
No.
So they don't live there. They've never lived there before.
Nope.
Yet they're on the bandwagon.
They're definitely on the bandwagon, John. And guess what? Brady didn't look invincible last game.
No, he did not. He didn't throw a touchdown pass, did he?
He did not.
Did he throw a touchdown pass?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it was not an impressive game. I've seen that before with Brady. He'll come back pissed off next week.
Yeah, he will.
But as far as the bandwagon people go, here you are, you silly people. Jump right on. There's room for you in the back. There you are. There I am. Hi.
How you doing?
All you bandwagon people, this is for you. There you go, right there. Just jump right on. There's more room. Look, there's room in this one right here up front. You can jump on that one. I'll pull the tarp off. Guys, try not to be like these guys. Yeah, try not to jump on the bandwagon. You know, Joe and I, we say it on the show all the time. You know what we do, Joe, right? Joe, you and I, flat out, Joe, we stick with our team, do we not?
We definitely do. We usually stick with the underdog.
And that's it right there. We stick with the underdog. We're not over here on this. Look at these guys. Look at them. Jumping on the bandwagon. It's not about jumping on the bandwagon, guys. Support a team, and if your team sucks, then you're going for the underdog. That's what we do all the time anyway, isn't it, Joe?
That's what we do.
Go for the damn underdog.
Underdogs all the way.
Kickoff will be happening here shortly with this Thursday game. We have here. We've got our Thursday game, Joe. The Rams at the Seahawks. Rams at the Seahawks. Joe, who you taking? Rams, Seahawks.
Well, I definitely have the Rams today. I believe Cooper Kupp has a ton of receptions and a couple touchdowns. I also believe that Brandon Cooks has a bomb touchdown. I know Jared Goff didn't look very good last game, but I think he bounces back and think he has a big game. I think Todd Gurley has a couple touchdowns as well. I believe it'll be a high-scoring game.
Are they going to really put this on Gurley? I mean, are they going to give him the touches? Because, man, they came out a little bit. They started coming on strong, but Seattle's a different animal than the Buccaneers. Rams are going to have to come on strong. I was worried about them at first. Then I started seeing all these points they were putting up. But their secondary needs to tighten up because they're playing Wilson. And he'll drop the bomb on them.
Yeah, and you need to spy Wilson. You definitely need to spy him. He's very quick, very agile, super fast. I think the Seahawks defense is top 10 defense. But I believe the Rams offense is very good. I really like Sean McVay a lot. He uses a lot of RPOs and other schemes as well. I do believe the Rams take this one.
Well, what I will say about it is that with the Rams, I liked what I saw as far as the way that they came back. And, I mean, goodness. Almost impossible to stop the Buccaneers last week for the Rams for the matchups that they had because you guys seen it. First and foremost, and I said this just a little bit ago, anybody that missed it, Godwin, to me, is going to be an all-pro. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think he could be seeing a trip to the Pro Bowl. I'm just saying it right now. I'm going to say it. Godwin, I think we've got potentially top 5 receiving core on this team, Joe.
I agree. Definitely agree. I think Godwin probably goes to the Pro Bowl this year. He is a number 1 receiver on any other team. Well, not any other team, but, below average teams or an average team. Mike Evans is a great receiver. He's definitely an all-pro. He got snubbed last year, but Godwin, I agree, John, number 1 receiver.
What he's doing after he catches the ball, to me, his toughness is just great. He goes for the ball. He gets the ball. What he's doing after the catch, to me, is, I think it's shocking a couple people. This guy will put his head down and put it on you, Joe.
I agree. After he catches the ball, it's very hard to tackle him. He's very stocky, very strong guy. So his yards after the catch are great, and that's going to lead him to the Pro Bowl.
So I'm bringing that up again because I'm thinking, okay, was I looking at the defense of the Rams, or was I that's played a poor game? They played a poor game against the Buccaneers. That's all there is to it. Or was I looking at this potential dominant offense that we could see week in, week out with the Buccaneers, Joe?
I don't think you could say a dominant offense, but I think you could say a dominant defense because Shaq Barrett is very good. Ndamukong Suh clogs up the middle. Vita Vea. You got Carl Nassib. I just think we're very fast on defense, and our offense could be a top 10.
It's potentially dangerous, but you don't think we're going to see that week in, week out?
No, the Buccaneers are very unpredictable.
They are. And we're not there yet with one game, even though it was like a crazy record-breaking game. But I'm asking this because, Joe, we're into the Thursday night game where if the Rams' defense is why Tampa looks so good, Rams are in deep trouble tonight.
They are. They're definitely in deep trouble. And the funny thing is the Rams' defense is stacked. It's stacked. And it's weird. It's like the defensive coordinator runs really, weird schemes, and I believe the offensive coordinator can figure them out. So, but I still believe the Rams will win. However, it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah. I mean, I think, hey, look, there's the wagon again. The wagon wants to come back. I think it's going to be a tough game, too.
We have a message from Zane.
Zane said intercepted pass is disappearing from the NFL. The league's interception rate, this is coming right off of the comments on Facebook on the Sports Static page. Zane is basically saying that the intercepted pass is disappearing from the NFL. The league's interception rate, the percentage of pass attempts that are intercepted, has been below 2.5% in each of the past 4 seasons. And through only 3 weeks of the 2019 season, we're on a pace for the all-time low of 2.17%. Guys, that is Zane right there. And he was a regular last year, and you can expect him to regularly come on the sports show and throw you stats that you ain't gonna find. The man finds stats. He's a statmatic. We're sports static. He's a statmatic. That's what sports static is all about, the stat. And I'll tell you right now, Zane's bringing it. That amongst many, many other talents the man brings to the table. So thank you. I'm going to like that comment right now. I got to like that comment right now.
We have a comment on YouTube as well.
Talk to me with the YouTube comment, Producer Dave.
Jarek Glow asks Malcolm Brown or Willie Snead for this week.
We're going to go right over to Joe, the fantasy guy, Joe. Dave, Producer Dave, could you repeat the question, please?
Malcolm Brown or Willie Snead? I think it's
Willie Snead. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. Malcolm Brown gets a lot of reception, so it really depends if you're PPR or regular. If it's PPR, I'd go Malcolm Brown, man. But if it's not PPR, Willie Snead has really good touchdown upside. I would go Willie Snead if it's not PPR.
So you're taking Willie Snead over
Malcolm Brown if it's not PPR, yeah.
Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. So give him the little like there if you would, Dave, and make sure he subscribes so that we can keep that going. So, Joe, got a question for you, bud.
Yep.
Is this a high-scoring game tonight? Is it a high-scoring game tonight?
Well, I do believe it's going to be a high-scoring game. However, it couldn't because the Seahawks defense is very good and the Rams defense is very good. But I do think we're going to see both of the quarterbacks slinging the football, and we're going to see some deep bombs. I'm excited to watch it, John. It's going to be a good matchup.
I'm excited too. I can't pull the trigger on this one, Joe. I cannot pull the trigger. Joe, I think I got to go to the fan base on this one.
Okay.
I've got to call out right now to our fans. Guys, I'm calling out to you right now. Does anybody got a coin? A coin they can flip. Somebody let me know if you got a coin that can be flipped. And if you do, let me know when you're ready and when you have that coin, and then I'll let you know if I want a heads or a tails, I said. Joe, you think I'm going to get anybody to flip a coin?
Let's flip this bottle cap, John. That's the Rams, baby.
We'll see if we get anybody. Dave, keep your eye on that for me. If you get anybody like on there, Dave.
Yes.
And we're following several things here, guys. We're not just following one thing. We're following several different platforms. We're live on Facebook on Sports Static. We're live on Facebook on Leap Alive. We're live on YouTube on Leap Alive. We're live on leapalive.com. Guys, we're all over the map tonight. So there's a ton of different ways for you to view us. And make sure you guys check them all out because we offer a little bit something different on each one of those. So just make sure that you guys definitely check that out. Joe, the most upsetting thing that happened to you on Sunday when it comes to your fantasy football?
Well, I lost. And it doesn't happen often, guys. I'll tell you what, it does not happen often. But you know who killed me? Let me check who killed me real quick. 1 second while this loads. And the main guy who killed me was Josh Gordon. He killed me.
Josh Gordon killed you.
He didn't, Josh Gordon's very, very talented receiver, but he didn't play that well last week. Hopefully he has a bounce back game, and hopefully I win some money.
I mean, did Gordon kill you, or did Brady really? Was it Brady in the making that made that kill happen? What was it?
Definitely, Brady didn't have that great of a game, so that definitely killed the production of Josh Gordon.
Zane says fantasy football. Here's Zane. Fantasy football week 5 quarterback sleepers. Phillip Rivers and Kirk Cousins.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Talk to me, Joe, on that one. You've got right there, Joe, the fantasy sleepers. Phillip Rivers, Kirk Cousins.
Well, Zane, I like Phillip Rivers. Kirk Cousins, I don't know about Kirk Cousins, man. He's not looking too good. Stefon Diggs wants a trade. He wants out of Minnesota. Could you imagine him on the Buccaneers? My God.
We have a rushed comment on YouTube from TS. He's asking Beasley or Mark Andrews.
Oh, well.
Let me go back one more time here just so we can reiterate. I want to reiterate the Sleeping Beauty here, Joe. So, Joe, the Sleeping Beauty, week 5, guys, pay attention here. I'm repeating this so that those of you that are taking notes on the show and you're getting ready for your drafts, okay, whatever you're doing, who you're starting, not your draft, I'm sorry, but who you're starting, Joe, the Sleeping Beauty, Phillip Rivers, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'll take Phillip Rivers on that one. Also, Melvin Gordon is playing. Melvin Gordon's a must start in fantasy.
Melvin Gordon's a must start. We haven't seen this guy, whatever, though he's not considered the Sleeping Beauty, Joe.
No.
Melvin Gordon's a must start, Joe?
I believe he is. Look at his production last year.
But this guy just came off of the sea ouch.
But he wasn't.
This guy just came out of bed like this cat right here, the Sleeping Beauty.
Well, he's not injured.
True, he's not injured. He hasn't taken too many reps with this team.
Right, that's true also. But I believe he's still in the game. Great NFL running back, must start.
Wow, guys, did you hear that? Those of you that might consider that Melvin Gordon a Sleeping Beauty, I don't even know what happened in the drafts, and who did what with it. But, Joe, what happened in some of your draft leagues with Gordon?
Well, I'll tell you what, he dropped to like the 6th or 7th round. And people that picked him up, smart move.
Yeah, because really, on the contract basis of, if you were paying attention, the Chargers basically said, we're not trading him.
Right.
And so, contract-wise, he had to play a certain amount of weeks, and we all know that, or he wasn't getting paid.
Yeah, he wasn't getting paid, and guess what? Austin Eckler's playing great. Handcuffs, guys. Handcuffs in fantasy are important.
And that was a threat to Gordon, Melvin Gordon. That Eckler was in there playing awesome, was he not?
He was playing awesome, yeah.
He was. Back to this. Zane, I want to thank you for busting out one of those fantasy Sleeping Beauties for us. We love that stuff, so thanks for busting that out. Huge deal for us over here on Leap Alive. Dave, you got anything else on any of the other platforms?
Well, like I said, TS is asking between Beasley and Mark Andrews.
Okay, right.
Okay, so what is he? Is he asking anything specific or who he should start?
That's all he's...
All right, Joe, so another question, fantasy question here for you, Joe.
Right, Cole Beasley or Mark Andrews. Cole Beasley gets a lot of receptions, little slot receiver. However, I would go Mark Andrews. He had a great game last game. I would stick with Andrews.
Now, guys, if you listen to Joe over here and it doesn't work out for you, we don't want any hate mail now. We don't want any hate mail. Don't be betting your shed away on the stuff, because if you do that and you bet your shed away on it, I can tell you right now what we don't want. We do not want any crybabies. So if Joe gets it, you're okay, honey. I know. It's okay. That's what we don't want, Joe. No crybabies if you get it wrong, Joe.
No crybabies, but guess what? You can call on the show, and you can call me dumb, stupid, an idiot, whatever you want to do. I am bulletproof. Boom, baby. I won't die.
I like that. Bulletproof. And that's what you got to be on this show, guys. We are from Florida, and we do have gator thick skin.
Yeah.
You are not going to hurt our feelings or offend us. I mean, I know funnier mama jokes than you do. I promise you on
Hey, John,
that.
I got one, man.
You got one?
Yeah, all right, let's see how you guys do at this one. Your mama's so fat, she plays pinball with the planets.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of those. I got a funny one for you. Okay?
Yeah.
I used to say this to people, younger kids or whatever. I'd be like, look, here's the deal. They'd say your mama jokes, and then I would say, you know what? Here's something for your mama joke too. They're like, what? And I'm like, I'm gonna start dating your mama, and then I'm gonna ground you. How about that for your mama joke? I'm gonna start dating your mama, and then I'm gonna ground you. Now, Joe, how's that for a your mama joke?
I'm your daddy.
That's right. And then I'll be on the couch going, who's your daddy? And the thing that's the funniest thing about that your mama joke, you know what it is, Joe?
What's that?
I wasn't joking.
Oh,
The Big
That's
Daddy.
brutal.
Big Daddy from Cincinnati. So that's how I used to run with that. Dave, talk to me. I see Ian's on here, and Ian says, hey, guys, how about them Steelers?
oh, yeah, Ian. I think the Steelers beat the Ravens this week, buddy.
But what about last week?
They did well last week. I liked them. Their defense dominated. And Ian, you predicted it correct, man. You predicted it correct.
Ian, I got hats off. Ian.
Hats off to you.
Hats off. And we've established, Ian, we did establish one thing, Ian, which makes me, I had to ask you though, but what we established, Ian, you were not on the bandwagon. And Ian, that's important, bud. And we appreciate your enthusiasm. You called it, and you weren't on the back of that wagon, Ian. You're a diehard Ian, and you're not even in Pittsburgh. You held true to it. But thank you, Ian, that you didn't jump on that bandwagon. You're gonna stick with them guys, thick or thin, not jumping on the bandwagon like so many others. So awesome job, Ian. Now the question is, Ian, here's the question. What do they do this week, Ian? Joe, can we get a little preview? What do we think?
Well, I believe they win this week. I think they spy Lamar Jackson. I think they blitz him. They use blitz packages. And Bud Dupree gets a couple sacks. I think they get a couple interceptions on Lamar, even though I think Lamar gets maybe a little less than 100 rushing yards. But, yeah, I think the Steelers beat the Ravens this week, man.
I like it. Joe, would you have predicted that before last week's game?
No.
Why wouldn't you have predicted that before last week's game? What's changed in a week? And this is the thing, guys, and I want you to pay attention because at the early part of these seasons, this is what we get. It's going to happen again this week. Big changes. So, Joe, why would you not have predicted that a week ago?
Well, I wouldn't have predicted it a week ago because they weren't playing very well. So we look at last week's production and we gear it towards the future. And they weren't playing well, but they proved me wrong, and Ian was right.
They weren't playing well. You're right about that, but Lamar Jackson was playing pretty good a week ago
yeah,
prior
Lamar
to
Jackson.
last week.
Hey, I love Lamar Jackson.
Well, how did he do this last week?
I think he played well.
Okay. He played well.
Yeah, I mean, he could have played a little bit better, but he played well enough to win the game.
Well enough to win the game.
Ian's got a reply on that.
So Ian says they beat the Ravens 3 sacks to 1. 3 sacks to 1, I think he's saying. 3. And he said Mason gets 1 tackle or TC. I don't know, Ian. Oh, TD. Thank you for the. There he is. Yeah. A great game. And you know what, Ian? I don't know. Were you jumping up and down on the couch? What happened in that game? You know, Ian, you should probably call the show. Do you know how to do that?
Ian, come on,
Ian,
man.
do you know how to do that? Let me tell you what I'm going to do for you right now,
Love to hear
Ian.
from you, buddy.
Here's what I'm going to do for you right now, Ian. Let's just go ahead, put this up. Ian, if you go to leapalive.com, okay, leapalive.com/register, right when you click that button, you're going to be given an exclusive number that'll come directly to me right here, right now. I'd love to talk to you. So, Ian, go to leapalive.com, click the register button, and it's going to reload another page right when you do it, and our number to the show. And look, I'm looking at it right now. You're going to get fast streamed into our show right when you do it. So, we'll see if Ian pulls out. Everybody else, anybody else who wants to be on the show, right now, you're going to get fast streamed in. leapalive.com/register.
Come on,
okay?
Ian.
So we'll see if he actually does that. Can't watch and call, watching on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Womp, womp, womp. Well, Ian, one of these times you're just going to have to ditch the stream and call us because we want to hear from you, man. And we appreciate you, by the way, coming back this week because you were here last week. So welcome back. Producer Dave, can you do me a big favor? Well, first of all, I got to see if I've even got Producer Dave. Do you have your computer up for me to look at?
I will in a second here.
Because that's what, and I don't see this one coming up.
Here.
But if you do get it up, let me know, Producer Dave. Because I have a couple of ideas. By the way, and Ian says he most definitely will, so we appreciate that. Good to know. All right, Joe. You really think Steelers are going to win?
I do. I do believe the Steelers are going to win. Ian convinced me. Look, their defense looks good. Mason Rudolph, I really like him. He looks good as well. Juju looks good. James Conner looks good. Solid team all around.
You know what I like? I like Big Ben sitting on the sidewalk.
I do too.
The sideline there.
Yeah.
So many guys don't show up or whatever, but when you see the old school veterans, and you guys know who I'm talking about when I talk old school veterans, okay? We're talking about Drew Brees. We're talking about Ben Roethlisberger. If Brady's hurt, you know Brady's on every flight. He's at every game. He's on the sideline. You know, not some of these guys that don't even catch the flight, and they're not standing there with the headset on. Big Ben was liking what he saw from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I like it, John. Yeah, he looked good. They were throwing screens. I really like the screen passes. It kind of looked like the Patriots playbook a little bit. I like what Mike Tomlin was doing, and the Steelers look solid, man.
And you gotta like the where you see. At first, it seemed like they were very hesitant with their play calling to Rudolph, but then when you seen him drop a couple in there, man, the enthusiasm on that kid is what you like to see.
Yeah, I really like his moxie, man. He is very enthusiastic and charismatic. Speaks well, and good arm as well.
Good arm as well. And I'll tell you, he does have a good arm. He made some really good throws. He put it right in there. And that's how you can win over the locker room real quick, Joe. You can win the locker room over like right now with that.
Right, I like him. Leader.
So what I'm going to do, I want to take a little glance ahead, okay? A little bit of a glance ahead what we're looking at here, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, here we go. Guys, I'm going to run this down for you with a little glance ahead at the week, okay? We have are 1 o'clock games coming up on Sunday. 1 o'clock games. Jags at the Panthers. Patriots at the Redskins. Dave, did you get your computer up by any chance? Guys, before I go any further, hang on a second. Hang on. Okay, for whatever reason, guys, though I would love to, for whatever reason, I'm not able to pick up our external cameras right now, which sucks, because I wanted to show you guys something on these computers, and I guess I can't. But guys, listen, something for you that I want you guys to be ready for. If you guys see a score happening, changing, or anything like that, throw it right in the comment section so that we know and we can keep everything rolling here. Just make sure you throw it in the comment section. Okay, back at it. Jags at the Panthers, Patriots at the Redskins, the Bills at the Titans, the Ravens at the Steelers. We just talked about that. The Cardinals at the Bengals. Joe, I mean, is this really a game that we're going to want to watch?
The Cardinals at the Bengals?
What do you think about the Bengals?
I mean, the Panthers, okay.
No, the Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals, right. Well, I like the Red Rocket. Always been a fan of the Red Rocket, but the Bengals are not a very good team. So I love Kyler Murray, man. I hope the Cardinals take this one.
I mean, how can they not? The Bengals look like they gave up fourth quarter in that game. They look like they gave up fourth quarter, Joe.
Yeah, they definitely look like they gave up. I just really like the Cardinals' offensive schemes, their RPOs. I really like the college game implemented into the NFL. And I think Kyler Murray rushes for a couple touchdowns, throws for a couple as well. I think he has a big fantasy game.
While we're at that, Ian is saying about the Wildcat. The Wildcat looked good. And he's talking about the Wildcat. So when you look at this right here, Joe, and what he's talking about, talk to Mr. Ian about that Wildcat.
Yeah, Ian, I love the Wildcat when they run it. I think it works really well, and it's fun to see. Sometimes they run Larry Fitzgerald in the backfield and give him the ball to run. It's really exciting to see. They run it with David Johnson as well. You probably know that. And Ian, I like it, man.
We're going to go to the lines here shortly because Zane wants to call in with regarding
Zane.
fantasy football mistakes. And all of you pay attention to something here real quick. Zane registered last year with us and became a featured guest. Guys, when you register, not only we streamline you in, Zane is a featured who trumps all you guys, no pun intended, but he gets direct line access when he wants it. For and Ian just said, Joe, my man. So there you go, Ian. Ian, stay involved with us because this show, Ian, is all about the fans. That's who we are. This show was birthed in a bar and grill with a bunch of guys sitting around talking football. Better than most of the network sports analytic guys that are out there, because we'll tell you the way it is and tell you to shove it up straight up the cornhole. That's a game, isn't it? Weird name for a game, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah.
Joe, who comes up with a name cornhole?
I guess a guy last name was Corn.
But when I was younger, someone would tell me, shove it up your cornhole. I mean, and then all of a sudden the game came out called Cornhole. Now you know when someone told me to shove up the cornhole, I had no idea what they were talking about. I was looking at corn thinking, what is there a hole at the end of the corn you can stick your fingers in and spin the corn around? I don't know, Joe. I don't know. But then they come out with a game called Cornhole. But anyway, I am saying, guys, want special treatment? LeapAlive.com/register. You will streamline in. We're going to expect a phone call here any minute from Zane. Zane will be calling in any minute, and we'll go to him live when it happens. I want to make sure that I'm ready for him. When he goes in, I am ready for him. Boom, boom. He's up on 9-10. Bam. Yeah. We're going to get Zane in. And guys, Zane could have his own show. I'll just put it to you that way. Zane could have his own show. We're lucky enough to have him on the show because he understands this show is about fans, to the fans, and back to the fans. It's all about everybody, like the Beatles said, come together right now over me. And usually when I do that, we lose viewers, Joe.
Sing it, John. Sing it.
Usually. Here we go. Right now.
There he is, Brucey.
Zane.
It's Brucey.
Zane, you are live with us. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh man, it's so good to be back on another season with you.
And it's good to have you back, Zane. Zane, we haven't talked since last season on Sports Static. How is it going, my friend?
It's about to get better now that I'm hearing your voice. Sports Static with John Lyons and the other guy.
Yes, sir. With John, and don't forget about the co-host over here, Joe. You haven't been formally introduced. Zane, Joe, Zane.
How you doing, man?
It's about to get better. I have some questions about fantasy football.
Fantasy football, Zane. Talk to me.
So first of all, when I hear the word fantasy, I think of the famous author J.R.R. Tolkien, and I think of Lord of the Rings, but unfortunately, I don't see any hobbits and wizards.
You know, funny you say that, Zane, because earlier I was working on something similar to that, and I planned on launching that right along with my bandwagon, my crybaby one, and everything else. And doggone it, I didn't get it done, man. But, you know, that would be really cool to have a hobbit, man. We need a hobbit, Zane.
Well, when you hear the word fantasy, I feel that's like a part of the promise that fantasy football doesn't deliver.
You know, absolutely 100% when you hear the word fantasy.
But here's what happened.
Talk to
I
me.
was hanging with some friends. There were some hot girls there. And of
Hot
course,
girls,
you know,
I'm a big fan of hot girls.
And you know hot women love fantasy football.
Wow. You know,
So I had to start pretending like I knew something about it. But guess what? I don't.
you don't know fantasy football. Well, guess who does?
Not at all. So I'm hiding in the bathroom, and I wanted to call you guys with an emergency. If you guys
Now,
can
hang
help
on.
me.
This is sounding a little bit funny. This is almost sounding like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where you're talking hot girls hiding in the bathroom, red bikinis, and peeking out the window. I don't know.
Brother, if you got a time machine and we can go back to high school, tell me right now, and I'll split out of this bathroom and mosey on over to see you. And me, you, Spicoli, and the whole cast from Fast Times can all get together.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude. Yeah.
So I'm stuck, and they're basically, here's what happened. These
talk to us.
these hot, beautiful women, because you know hot, beautiful women love fantasy football. They're asking me all these intense questions about fantasy, but I was lying, and I'm a faker. So I went and ran into the bathroom and called you guys, the resident experts, and I got some questions. I got some questions about fantasy football, and maybe you guys can help clarify.
We're gonna have to make this quick because if you got some hot girls waiting on you right now, we're going to do another thing like Dumb or Dumber. They're going to think you're in there with no plumbing in there, so we got to hurry this up. So talk to us. How can we help you look extremely impressive to these hot girls out there sitting at the table?
Okay, number one question they had was how come everybody was hot on for a second on O.J. Howard, but he hasn't been a thing.
Okay, well, I can answer that question for you, man. O.J. Howard is a very good tight end, but he's mainly a blocking tight end right now. And Jameis doesn't really pass him the ball in the red zone. Most of the passes go to Godwin and Mike Evans, so mainly he's not getting any fantasy points because he's not being targeted.
So he's not being targeted.
Right.
I mean, essentially, he's got to get the ball. He's not being targeted, and maybe that has a lot to do with the fact that there's been mismatches somewhere else. So sometimes it's a little bit more about dissecting, like my man Joe over here did, where he knew about Evans getting a big day because of that mismatch. What else do you got for us there? I know, Bruce. Sometimes it gets deep, Bruce.
No, first off, thank you so much because you definitely helped me score with the brunette. Now, let me tell you what the redhead was asking. The redhead was going, should I trade him? Should I wait? Or what should I do? I'm waiting for Will Fuller to break out. Is he going to break out?
Oh, I do like Will Fuller, man.
You like Will Fuller?
I do. He is a wide receiver, too. I really like that Deshaun Watson to Will Fuller connection. I think he will break out, man. But I could be wrong, but I think he will.
Now, hang on now, Joe, because if you're telling me he's going to break out, he's got to break out of the bathroom and go tell these girls, are they going to be playing him this way? I mean, are they going to be playing him right away? Or, when is this breakout going to happen?
Right. I think it happens this weekend.
This weekend.
I do believe it.
You're telling Zane to go out there like the stud that he is and be even more studly and impressive. Listen to this guy's broadcast voice in the first place. When he goes out there and lays it out for them, they're going to take what he says.
Hey, no.
Zane, are you feeling a little bit more confident?
I'm feeling better, so Joe has helped me nab the brunette and the redhead. Do you think we can go for the menage a trois hat trick? Can you help me nab the blonde? Here's what the blonde
We can!
Here's the blonde. Ready?
Yes.
Why is David Montgomery stuck in neutral?
Why is David Montgomery stuck in neutral?
Well, guess what? Because that team has more than one running back. And they have a running back at quarterback. I mean, that's why.
Give everybody the details, Joe. Give everybody the full details.
Yeah, that's why he's in neutral, man. But
some people don't realize the team here, so.
Yeah.
Last but not least, you helped me nab the 3 white girls, but there's this black girl in the corner. She might be my next Nubian princess.
The Nubian princess.
Help me pull a Black Panther. What's the difference between Dante Moncrief and Deontay Johnson?
The difference, Joe, do you got a difference?
Okay, Deontay Moncrief is a wide receiver 3. The other guy is also a wide receiver 3. I believe Deontay Moncrief has more receptions. I really like Jacoby Brissett, man. Jacoby Brissett is a very technical quarterback. And Dante Moncrief's gonna get a lot of receptions. If you're picking between the two, I'd go Moncrief.
So basically, essentially what he's saying is because of the fact that if you're the wide receiver 3, is because you're gonna need that quarterback who can get his second and third looks, who can scan the field. Talk to me.
Woo! I ain't gonna talk to you. I'm busy trying to nab some pretty ladies.
Zane, is this going to help you out? I mean, did you at least have enough bait on the lure, and can you set the hook with what you've learned here on Sports Static today?
Let me tell you something. Whenever I need to impress the ladies, I call Sports Static because 60% of the time it works all the time.
Yeah, 60% of the time it works all the time. Wow. You know, Joe, did I not tell you this guy could have his own show right now?
He can definitely have his own show.
Zane, man, thanks for your
help.
No, thank you once again for taking that show and spiking it up with your brilliance, my friend. And I do hope we help you. And I do hope, I'm a little jealous right now. I'm jealous. I think we're going to have to set up one of these times. First and foremost, I can't get one girl to sit at my table, let alone 3, I said.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll text you some pictures later. LeapAlive.com.
LeapAlive, send them to LeapAlive.com. Send them there. Register, my friends, while you're at it. You should send them. You know what, Zane, you should send them to LeapAlive. I'll put something up there if you send them. I'll put something up. All right. Man, Zane, you the man. You the man.
You're the man, Zane.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Peace out, brother. All right. There it is, guys. So make sure you go there. Don't miss out. go to Lipa Live. What do I got going on here? I've got a conversation. Man, I got things starting to brew up here. I appreciate your enthusiasm. Dave, what did I miss?
Not much. Just Ian saying that Joe
knows. He said,
knows.
Joe, hey, Ian said it.
Ian, if you want to make me a shirt, man, I would love to wear it on the show, Ian.
Joe, Ian, I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal with you, Ian. I'll make a deal with you, Ian. When you register, okay, put it up one more time, Ian. You register. Here's what we're going to do to the people that are registering. We're going to start trading with you. We're going to trade with you, okay? So we want some swag, okay?
Swag.
Now, you send Joe the Joe Knows.
That's awesome.
Sports Static. Joe Knows. And we'll send you a Sports Static shirt right back, and we might even put something special on the back of it for you, Ian. We may. So, I think, Joe, what do you got? A call coming in?
Hey, man, I think my dad's going to call in. Hopefully he picks up the phone. Let's see what he's going to say.
All right. Hey, if he does.
I hope
you didn't get your little...
Hey, Dad, how you doing, man?
All right, what happened?
Hey, you got any questions? Any NFL questions?
Any NFL, I want to know what's going to happen tonight. That's what I want to know.
Oh, tonight, Dad, that's a great question, man. Well, guess what, Dad? I'm going to tell you this. The Rams, with Jared Goff and Gurley, are going to take it to the Seahawks, and they're going to take it, Dad. What do you think about that?
Well, I like to see that happen. That's what I really like to do.
Yeah, and let me tell you guys something about my dad. Probably one of the best painters and mechanics around you could find, man. So you guys need any car?
Wait a second.
Yep.
Wait a second. Are we talking automobile painting?
Automobiles, baby.
I need a car painted.
Well, John, you're talking to the man.
Wow. All right. So hey, man, let's put him out there in case he needs to get any hits, and Dave can blast it out right now on our blogs.
What's the name of that?
Hey, Dad, tell him the name of your business.
Altieri's Auto Body.
Altieri's Auto Body.
Altieri's Auto Body.
Largo.
Altieri's Auto Body. We're gonna put that up and we're gonna blast
Put
it
it
for
up,
you,
man.
bud.
Put it up.
I'm definitely coming to check that out. So, Joe, did you give your dad some good advice here?
I did. I think my dad knows his football, man. We're going with the Rams in this one. Dad, you going to the casino tonight?
Not tonight. You know, I wish I would have because I just seen it on TV. Chrisley Brinkley was there.
Oh.
Movie stars.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
You know, wait a second. Christy Brinkley?
Yes.
I-
I was just there. I just saw it on TV.
I wonder if that's who Zane was sitting with the hot girls and the movie stars. I'm wondering if that's who Zane was out there sitting with when he went to the bathroom to ask us questions.
There you go.
This guy's hanging out with Christy Brinkley, I said.
That was kind of nice. I seen that. How about yourself? Did you go there?
What about some of the other games? Any highlight games that you're going to be paying attention to, or maybe throwing some loot on this weekend?
If I better win this week.
The Bucks, Dad, the Bucks?
I hope to see them win. They looked really good last week.
They did look good, man. And I got them winning, man.
What do you think the point spread's going to be here?
Ah, that's tough. I think the Bucks win by 2 touchdowns, Dad.
I hope so. They looked good last week, and I hope they do the same thing this week.
Right.
So Ian just now said that because of you, Joe, he is going with the Rams.
Oh, Ian. I love it, buddy. I love it.
So that's awesome.
So, Dad, you got any other questions?
Not right now. I'll be honest with you, just called me at the wrong time. I was eating.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Well, you fix some more cars up.
Hey, thanks again. I appreciate it, but we'll see what happens this week now. Rams and Bucks.
Yep.
Rams and Bucks.
Yeah, man. Well, call on Sunday, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, take care, guys.
All right,
Peace
Dad.
out. All right, that's good. Dave, we're going to have to put that up there. If you can find it on Facebook and put the link up there.
I didn't find a page on Facebook for that.
maybe he doesn't have a Facebook page, Joe. You're gonna.
Oh, he does have a Facebook page. Yep.
With the automotive business.
Yep.
Why don't you go ahead and spell that out for Dave? So
his name is John, and then Altieri, Altieri. That's also my last name too. So you want to send me some friend requests, by all means.
Great. Anybody that sees, let's see, dang, too bad I'm 3,000 miles away. I need work on my car. That's Ian.
Yeah, Ian.
Yeah. You need a paint job or just some body work or some automotive mechanical work done there. Ian, where are you located at? Let's get to that. Where are you located, Ian? Because we can definitely put a blast out here, and then somebody that's watching can tune in and tell you, hey, yo, come to my place right here, right now. Guys, that's the difference about having a live stream show. We can network like you would not believe on here. We just got to start doing it. We can network like you wouldn't believe. Joe, our producer Dave, anything on any of the other formats going on?
No, everything's quiet on YouTube right now.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. Pick up where I left off here. I left off with that boring game. The Cardinals are going to be at the Bengals. Cardinals should kill that. Falcons are at the Texans this weekend coming up. 1 o'clock game. Buccaneers at the Saints. Another good game. Those two games right there are going to be really good. Yeah. 3 of those 4 teams that I just mentioned are in the same division. Falcons, Buccaneers, and Saints. So a lot happening there. Vikings are at the Giants. Whoa.
Danny Jones.
Bears are at the Raiders. And that is the game, guys, that's in Europe at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And we're going to be looking to pick up some fans from that area. The Jets are at the Eagles. That finishes off the 1 o'clock Sunday games. 4:05, Broncos at the Chargers. Chargers should, we're going to see, because I think that the Broncos defense is starting to see a little bit of life coming to them, Joe. 4:25 game, Packers at the Cowboys. What do you think about that, Joe? Packers at the Cowboys.
You know I like that bad man Aaron Rodgers. I know he threw an interception in the fourth quarter. However, I think he bounces back, and I think the Packers beat the Cowboys.
Packers beating the Cowboys?
I believe so. Yes.
They're at Dallas. I mean, they're at Dallas, and you're thinking the Packers are beating.
I do.
Okay. Wow. I will reveal mine. But right now, I'm telling you right now, if I were to have to call it tonight, I'd be calling Dallas, guys, on that one. The 8:20 game is the Colts at the Chiefs. Chiefs are looking pretty good, Joe.
Upset alert. Put it on, John.
Are you serious right now?
Upset alert.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God. Hang on, Joe, because upset alert. You caught me off guard on that one, Joe. I mean, you really caught me off guard on that one, Joe. Upset alert. You guys looking over my shoulder. He's crazy. He's looking crazy right there. Ah! Joe, for the upset alert, talk to me.
Hey, I'm wearing the Colts blue for a reason today, John. I got the Colts in this one. Marlon Mack has a big game rushing. He has a couple touchdowns in the red zone. I believe Jacoby Brissett throws for a couple touchdowns to T.Y. Hilton and maybe even Dante Moncrief. Yeah, I think the Colts beat the Chiefs. I think they get at Mahomes, even though I love Mahomes.
Who's your homie?
Mahomes.
Mahomes. All right, so guys, Joe gave you a nice chance right there to get a little ahead. He got you that one several days before. Joe, if you were to tell somebody fantasy stuff right there, okay, because if you're giving them a head start on that one right there, I know you got some fantasy people coming out of that Colts game.
Yeah, so definitely. I definitely have Marlon Mack having a big game, as well as T.Y. Hilton and Jacoby Brissett. On the other side, you know, Mahomes is a must-start. Very special talent. Tyreek Hill, I believe, breaks out. So, and Damian Williams is back with the Chiefs, but I think Tyreek Hill has a couple bombs sent his way.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not so sure that I'm going to be looking and saying, okay. I'm not going to look and say, all right. But what I am going to do, go ahead and go into my crystal ball. I'm going to take a little look ahead, guys. And as I look into this crystal ball, what do I see? I see the same thing. Kansas City Chiefs putting the slap down, making the Colts look like an ordinary team. Guys, if you can't trust anybody, you need to be able to trust my crystal ball. And Joe, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, Joe. There's no way. There's no way that this crystal ball is giving me clarity like that.
Guess what, John? The crystal ball is right. This is what the Colts are going to do to the Chiefs. They're going to bang them up. And the Chiefs are going to lose this game. The Colts are winning it.
Guys, if you did not feel that right there, that intensity.
Feel it.
Feel it, Joe. Feel it.
Feel it.
How you feeling, Joe?
Dangerous.
You're looking sharp, and is that why you wore that shirt? You wore that shirt to sponsor the Colts.
Yes, sir.
I like it, man. Joe, I gotta ask you though, because I'm a little suspicious. Where did the Colts come from for you? How did this happen? Because Joe, I'm not gonna say it, Joe, that it's the bandwagon, because you've been talking Colts from day one.
Right, yeah. Well, guess what? They have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. That's what separates them from every NFL team. They have a good run game and a solid quarterback, solid wide receivers. I really like Darius Leonard on the defensive side of the ball. He's a really good linebacker, so if you are playing defensive guys, I would start Darius Leonard because he comes up with a lot of tackles.
Ian, by the way, for the first time, Ian went with me on this one, Joe. It's
Okay.
the crystal ball. Dana comes in for a news flash. Dana tells us it's the Rams 6, the Seahawks 7.
Wow.
I've got to get my scores in, and I can't believe I didn't get them yet. I should have had my scores come in for that. So Dana, thank you. Dana with a capital D. That's Dana. Dana's a regular, guys, if you do not yet know. She hasn't called in the show yet, but she is a regular, and she is on each and every show. Dana, what's cooking? You got anything cooking for Thursday Night Football? I got to know. You know, I'm starving right now, Joe.
Hey, man, I want some jalapenos and wings, bud. And
I'm
some
going.
beer, man. Give me some Coors Light or something.
I'm going for wings tonight.
Yeah.
Producer Dave, are you going for wings tonight?
I'm there already.
You're there. You're there already. And guys, Dave, what beer are you going for? A cold beer tonight?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
You know me.
Dave is bringing it back. I mean, and he's gonna bring it back like you've never seen. PBR. And when I say PBR, you know what I'm talking about, Joe? PBR?
Yes,
'Cause
sir.
I'm not talking about pro bull riding, okay? Which is really cool if you guys haven't watched it. I'm talking about past blue ribbon. I mean, Dave, we got to get you a shirt. Producer Dave,
I need a shirt.
Yeah,
we
Dave.
need to get you a PBR shirt.
I need to get
Guys,
a
if you're listening right now and you want to send some swag this way to our producer Dave, get some swag going and get a PBR shirt out here. Okay? And don't be sending some extra small shirt or something out here. All right? You want a large, Dave?
extra large.
Dave?
Extra large for
Wow.
Dave.
Are you sure Dave goes extra large, Joe?
I don't know, man, but let me tell you this, guys. I have a suggestion for the show. I feel like a fan calls in. Let's see who can do the fastest beer chug shotgun. Because I don't think I'll lose, baby. I wasn't in a fraternity for nothing.
Hey, that's a challenge right there. You better watch out who does that. Because did you see Baker's?
Hey, I don't think I could top Baker's, but I'll try.
Baker's was pretty bad to the
It was
bone, dude.
badass, yeah.
And the part of the factor with that was that he bit the can open, Joe.
I know.
And Joe, looking at your pearly whites there, I'm not sure you want to.
No, I'm not doing that one, man.
I'm not so sure you want to bite that one open. So Dana says she didn't cook today. Womp womp womp. She ate out. You ate out back. You were eating on the back of the porch. Out
You ate out of a garbage can.
Out of the. What do you mean you ate out back of what?
Out of a garbage can, man.
I mean, come on now. You're better than that, I said. So, no Thursday night appetizers, Dana? Come on now.
Just a game.
What about the other platforms, producer Dave?
YouTube kind of slow still.
7-6 right now, Dana. I don't think it's gonna stay that way though.
What'd you say there, Joe?
7-6. So Dana was actually on the money.
She was. She
Jeez.
was on the money. Rams 6.
6-10.
Seahawks. Okay, so putting that back on up there. Boom, boom,
That's
boom.
incomplete.
Sorry?
I'm just reading the NFL updates.
Gotcha. NFL updates. What do you got for an update, Dave?
I just scored Rams 6, Seahawks 7, and they just got a pass incomplete.
Final game, guys, of the week 5 that I did not mention to you is the Browns at the 49ers. A little bit of a preview on that one.
Well, I know who you're gonna go with, John, and I'm gonna agree with you. I'm going with the Browns. I do like the 49ers. So 49ers is probably one of the most surprising teams in the NFL. Would you not agree?
I mean, I agree that they were kind of expected to be that last year. People were thinking
Right.
that last year with Garoppolo, with all the big money
Yeah.
that he got,
Well.
and then he got hurt, and then they just weren't there, Joe.
Yeah, and Garoppolo's playing really well. But look, I don't think the 49ers are going to win this one. The other team is just way too high-powered. So I got the Browns. I think Odell has a breakout game. And I think Nick Chubb has a good game as well.
The Browns just got to put all their pieces together. Chubb, how about that? I was saying some stuff about Mr. Nick Chubb.
Yeah, you were.
And I was trying to give somebody some ideas that they might want to pick up on him. I don't know what happened. I do know we gave some fantasy hints, and I gave several to Dana with a capital D, Joe. And you know what, Joe?
They were true.
I don't think she listened to you.
Oh, Dana. That's
I
a big
don't
mistake.
think she listened to you.
Because I am a psychic.
Dana, when the crystal ball comes out, okay? I want to know this. Dana, are you going to listen to us this week? Are you going to listen to us this week, Dana? Joe, are you're going to stick with her. She's our number one girl here.
Number one fan. I'll stick with you, Dana. I can lead you to the promised land now.
Then it says shop with a double B.
What's that?
Dana just commented on
Dana said,
Chubb.
well, first of all, Ian says no. Niners take this.
Oh, the
and
Niners.
Kittles has another breakout
I
game.
think Kittle has a good game. I agree with you there, Ian. But I don't know, man. I like the Browns. They're a stacked team, very talented team. I like Odell too, man.
Ian,
Odell.
you're calling on the Dodgers to be losing. Who are you looking to be winning, Ian? Since you're calling on the Dodgers to be losing, and then Dana says Chubb with a double B. Dana, I'm speechless right now. I'm speechless right now. Okay, you know, people throw out a lot of definitions, and I don't even know what's going on. I don't know. I got to go into Wikipedia to look some of this stuff up, Joe. Joe, are you telling me Ian saying with the Niners? And Dave, you're going to have to now be giving me those comments because I just lost my feed over here for the comments. So you're going to have to be on top of Ian and Dana on that one.
I got it.
Okay,
Well, look, Ian, I definitely agree with you that George Kittle's a top tight end, and he's probably going to have a great fantasy game. However, you know, I just believe the Browns will take this one, man. I like Baker. He's dangerous, very dangerous guy. Chugs a beer in under 2 seconds. I got the Browns, man.
who chugs a beer in under 2 seconds?
The main man, Baker Mayfield.
And he opened it with his teeth.
I know. Savage.
Ian says He hates the Dodgers with a passion.
Who's your team, Ian?
Right? Oh, the Pirates.
Mets.
The
The Mets. Ian, I gotta. All right, hang on a second here. Ian, you are freaking all over the map. Where are you from? He told us last time, didn't he? Where he was from.
He's
But
from
he said,
Pittsburgh.
I thought Pittsburgh. All right, hang on a second. Ian, first and foremost, you're in California, okay? You like the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you like the Mets. Ian, help me out here, direct some traffic here. Tell me what is going on here, Ian. I got to be able to pick up your lingo and see where you're coming from, Ian. Because, I mean, Joe, he's all over the map here.
Got to put some diversity into the show. And guess what, Ian? We're going to be covering baseball too, buddy. And the NBA.
And speaking of covering baseball right now, shout out to the Rays.
Ooh.
All right? The Rays, guys, I'm telling you right now, if you guys weren't impressed with the Rays back in, the early 2000s coming up into the, especially 2008, but with what Madden did with them, teaching everybody how to develop your farmlands and bring them up, we were the second to lowest roster as far as pay goes, okay, salary, and we were knocking down. Back in the day with the Rays, we were knocking down the Yankees in Boston. But here again we go this year, okay? The Rays. What an incredible way to go in last night, guys. I'm just jumping off of football to say, last night, the Rays went to Oakland, the Oakland A's. 54,000 fans in there for Oakland, okay? Right away, they lead it off with a freaking solo homer. First inning for the Rays pitching. The bases are loaded. Get out of the inning. Total. Tampa Bay Rays baseballs. The way we utilize pitchers, utilize the bullpen, completely and 100% situational baseball. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Rays all the ways. Rays all the ways. Joe, am I out of line?
I agree with you, man. Rays all the way, and I hope they win the whole thing.
Rays all the way. I know you guys are going to be thinking that I'm crazy, but you seen it last night. Now they're getting ready to play the Astros, who everybody's picked, Joe. Everybody's picked these Astros, Joe. But guess who's got the record on them this year? Guess who has their number this year?
Rays.
We beat them in the series that we played them in this year, Joe.
Exactly. I like the Rays, man.
Rays are taking the Astros out, guys. And then who are we going to face? Either the Twins or the Yankees. I'm looking to take on the Twins. Forget about the Yankees. You don't even need to see a spotlight or whatever. Rays all the ways. Joe, can you say it with me?
Rays all the ways.
Guys, if you didn't like that unison announcement, I don't know. Dave, did Ian give us a little bit of a story here?
He just says.
All right, wait a second. I got him right here.
All right.
He's a Met fan. He hates the Dodgers. He's from L.A. Ian, you're from L.A. Okay. I like that. Steelers fan since '75. I mean, maybe that's got to do with Terry Bradshaw and everything else like that. And the Steelers. So many people were Steeler fans back then. The swag in itself was awesome. Mets from '81. Born into Lakers and LA Kings. But Ian, you still gotta tell me, because you're gonna go Rays with this, Ian. I like that. I like that. So right away, Ian, I'm about ready to lay off of you on that you're going Rays. But Ian, you still gotta lay it out for us, because the last thing that we want to do, Ian. I mean, the last thing that we want to do, Ian. We don't want to roll the bandwagon out with you, Ian. Okay? Thinking that you were going for the Steelers back in the day because they were winners, and that you were going for the Mets back in the day because of what? All right? And we know that Lakers, man, back then, man, through the 80s, Lakers, you know where you're going back and forth, Magic, Larry Bird, Kareem. I mean, come on. Parkins, McHale. Until the Detroit bad boy Pistons rolled
Isaiah.
into the picture. Isaiah.
Joe Dumars.
Joey Dumars.
Bill Laimbeer.
Bill Laimbeer. Vinny the Microwave Johnson. Dennis the Worm. Rodman. John Sally. I mean, yeah, Lakers, Celtics, until the Detroit Pistons came to town and Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas decided to kiss on the lips. I said. Got all worked up on that. You guys know I'm from Detroit. All right, back at it. Ian, I gotta ask you. Steelers, because a friend of mine was a Steelers fan. This is from Ian, guys. Steelers, because a friend of mine was a Steelers fan and turned me on to them. And who could have not been a fan in that era if a friend turned me on? The black and gold. And Rocky Boogier was my favorite. Okay. You know, Ian, I appreciate you being on our side for the Rays. Go Rays. Dana, what about you? Are you gonna... Dana D, I gotta ask you this. First of all, Dana's from Vegas. Dana, have you ever been a Raiders fan? And if you have never been, will you become a Raiders fan 2020 when the Raiders go to Vegas? I gotta know. That's a good question for you, Dana. What do you think about the Raiders, Joe?
I like the Raiders, man.
How are they going to do in Europe? They're in Europe this week.
They are in Europe, and they're playing against the Bears.
Right.
So the Bears have the #1 defense in the NFL. I like the Raiders. I like Tyrell Williams. I like Derek Carr. I like Josh Jacobs. However, I'm taking the Bears, man. Khalil Mack is a monster.
Khalil Mack is a monster, and he had another one of those crazy games. I mean, crazy games. The guy's, it's a dominant. When he's in there, Joe,
Yeah.
it's dominance. He has crazy games, but when he's in there, Joe, he's dominating the game.
He is. He is.
Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
He's an excellent player. Very
He is.
disciplined and aggressive. Very fast off the line of scrimmage.
And he's against the team that got rid of him.
Right.
He not only fast, Joe. It's his arms are flying everywhere when he comes in there. That's the thing. He's not waiting to the last minute. His arms are all over the place, Joe.
Yeah. His arms are everywhere. He's everywhere. Energetic, disciplined, focused. Great. Hey, Hall of Fame defensive player.
Dana chimed in and says, I am now, yes, Raiders. Dana, is that new when you found out they were building the stadium in Vegas and that the Raiders were coming? Is that new for you? Or did you hate the Raiders before? I got to know, Dana. This is important to me. I got to know. And that's another one that a lot of people could have jumped on the bandwagon because Raider Nation spreads far and deep. So it's going to be interesting. Here's what I'm going to do for you guys in Europe. I'm going to do a special promo coming out to the Europe games, okay, guys? Because, Joe, we want to pick up some Europe fans, do we not?
Hey, we're trying to go worldwide.
We are. So I'm doing a special promo for the Europe game, and I'm going to continue to do that every time you guys get a game there. And we're going to try to get some of you on this show because this is your show, too. This is fans. This is your show, too, so we're going to make sure of that. All right. Checking right now. Dave, producer Dave, before we get the hell out of here, because we got to go watch this game. We got to get some wings. Dave needs some PBR. Joe, what are you going with? Are you going with wings tonight?
Hey, you know my go-to, John, is always hot wings with a water or a lemonade and those jalapenos.
Talk to me, Dave.
Everything's quiet. Everybody's watching the game. So
Yeah,
we should
everyone's
do the
watching the
same.
game.
And I should do the same?
We should
Yep.
do the same.
Who said that? I thought you were reacting to something that came up. All right. Dana says new Raiders fan. So Dana with a capital D, guys. New Raiders fan because of LV. Okay? And Cutie Pie Gruden. Well, I didn't know you had a thing for Gruden.
Crush
Dana.
on Gruden.
I didn't know that you had a thing for Gruden. Ian's coming out saying, my family is Raiders and Cowboys. Man, Ian, you're all over. That is cool, man. True football fan, sports fan, I take it. And he dislikes both the Raiders and the Cowboys.
Oh, man.
Man, rather watch you over this game. Ian, you have become a true fan. We're looking forward to you. Register, Ian, please, so I can send you some of the extras that I want to. When you get a chance, Ian, when you get off of here, Ian, because, man, this guy's just, he is a fan just like we are. Ian, there it is to you one more time. And plus, you can go back and watch this, Ian. If you want to go back and watch it, go to theleapalive.com, okay? Go back and watch it so that you can see the tag come up. Ian, register so I can send you some stuff, okay? Because I want to send you some stuff, Ian. Thank you, Ian, for being part of the show. Dana, we always appreciate you. Everybody else is too shy. A lot of people are shy, guys. I've seen it. Producer Dave is a witness of mine that knows this. Because producer Dave and I are out in the field a lot, and people will be talking up a storm. We interview them. The second the camera goes on, what happens, producer Dave?
You freeze up, man.
They freeze.
Yep.
They freeze. So I know a lot of you are shy or whatever, but this is a new era, guys. This is all about having an opportunity to be as good or better than any network that's out there, controlled by the fans. Right from your couch, guys. We're taking advantage of this new technology today. That's what puts us here in front of you. So, guys, I'm going to close the show out so we can go watch it. I'm going to get a final word right here from Joe Who Knows. Joe Who Knows, send us out with a final word, Joe.
Hey, Ian, all I want to say, my man, is if you get me that shirt, man, I'll tell you all my shipping address, and I'll wear it on the show. I'll wear it every day if you want me to, man. Because guess what, Ian? Joe knows.
Joe does know. And we appreciate that. Dave, I want to tell you a big shout out to Dave, our producer Dave. Anybody on? Thank Dave. Dave Varela. Dave, we can't throw the tab up for you with your graphics right now. It's Araya Graphics, R-A...
A-R-A-Y-A.
Ian, get me a million.
A-R-R...
A-R-A-Y-A.
Oh. A-R-A-Y-A. Guys, listen. Right now. A-R-A. Dave, put it right up on the Facebook. Put it back. Put it in the link.
I just turned this off.
Guys, Dave's going to put a link for you. Dave does graphics. Everything that you see on the show with our graphics. There's so much more I haven't showed you. Dave does graphics all over the world, okay? He's going to put the link right now on the Sports Static post feed. Araya Graphics for your graphic needs. And Araya Graphics also builds websites. He has a great team. Many talented people on his staff and on his team. We use them here at Sports Static. I'm involved with them in several other projects. So Dave, again, Dave from Araya Graphics, thank you. We appreciate that. You guys are going to see his link in the post.
Nice.
And there's Ian thanking you, Dave. Good job, Dave. Great graphics. Dave, we're waiting before I close the show out for your link, Dave.
I just turned everything off.
Oh, okay. He turned everything off.
I got it back on, man.
He's got it back on. Guys, I'll try to put it on there. Boom.
There it is.
So you got it?
Yep.
I got a link to him. You guys have to find it. Anyway, guys, we got to get over and get some wings. We appreciate you having time to come here and enjoy the pleasure with us. Joe, give them the shout out before I go.
Shout out to Ian, shout out to Dana, shout out to all the viewers, man. If you guys want to kick with us, have a couple beers and some wings and jalapenos, we'd love to have you guys. We go to Johnny's Bar all the time. And Ian, man, give me that shirt, man. I'd love to wear it.
Guys, from Sports Static and our host and producers at Leap Alive, thank you again, because it's from you, the fans. Back to the fans, and we throw it back to you. Guys, it's much appreciated. We will see you Sunday at our 10:30 a.m. show. Thank you. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday football. Peace out, guys.